evening, good evening, good evening. It's your man HRap coming at you live and direct as I do every Tuesday. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. At some point, I'll be right. This is the End of the Bench podcast coming at you on Built for This Network, live simulcast on YouTube. Shout out to me. It has been a relatively interesting week in sports. What we're going to do is recap it. I am down, I think, one of my co-hosts. And if so, we are going to still get it cracking. That's what we do here. Thank you for tuning in. It is Tuesday. Built for This Network, the End of the Bench podcast. I am HRap. As I say every week, you cannot miss my show. Please don't tell me you missed my show because that means you've never paid attention. The reason I say you can't miss my show is because this is a podcast. And what a podcast means is this. If you are a host of a podcast that is on-demand entertainment, you can catch me live on Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, or you can catch me on Spotify, YouTube, Spreaker.com. Look up Built for This Network or The End of the Bench. You can look up iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Castbox, Deezer, or Podcast Addict if you want to support the show. And if you don't, sucks to be you. Now, what we're going to do today is cover the week in sports as we see it. It's always an interesting situation. We got a little football, a little basketball, a little scuttlebutt. We got things that are happening throughout the National Basketball Association. I have a few questions to ask if you guys want to join in. Now, as I do every week, I give homage to my relatives, both here and who have crossed over into ancestry. Now, what I do is I send respects and blessings up to them. They send protections down to me. It is an old African tradition. I am an African, therefore I participate in. If you're not, you can potentially participate in it as well. But this is what I do. I salute the people in my family that are connected to the Whitmore family, the Pollard family, the Turner family, the Battle, Cotton, Harper, Bailey, Crisp, Lansdowne, Liggins, Duncans, and me, my mother, my brothers, my fathers, my sisters. We are part of the Williams clan, and we are in the building. When it seems as if it's time for me to get this show on the road and make sure we know where the money resides. Where the money reside, where the money reside, where the money reside. Again, it was an interesting week. Interesting. I got Sister Teresa Rucker in the chat room. Thank you for the support. It's always good to see good people supporting the show. Thank you. I'm going to get better at reading the chat. It's always best if I do that, because if you're supporting me, how about I acknowledge you in the chat room or wherever you may show up. Thank you for all the people who have chosen to just click the link and listen, and as we call in Spreaker culture, a background listener. Thank you. As I'm gonna say, I'm as recently as Jay-Z once said, thank you. You're far too kind. You could have chose to be anywhere, but instead you picked to be here with me. It's always good to see you. I got my man, the blues man, Deacon Haji Dale, in the Spreaker chat room. Much love, Deacon Dale. It's always good. And I will give you times and dates to reach my man, Deacon Dale. He has an awesome show here on Spreaker.com as well. Make sure you continue to tune in so I can support my brother, Deacon Dale. And the great thing about it, he's recording all the way live from the Gaza Strip. I'm being facetious. He's from Central Africa. With that being said, let me get the show on the roll. It has been an interesting week, and there's a lot of things to talk about. And one of the things I want to talk about with you is Major League Baseball They are re-entering the dead ball era. The dead ball era, for those who don't know what that means, it is a ball that is less tightly wound. That means it will be less likely to go over the wall. Now, what does that mean? One of the greatest things in the history of sports is the home run. It is probably one of the most difficult things to do as well. I got my man DJ Chuck in the building. Much love, DJ Chuck. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're coming in the YouTube video room, please hit the like button, please hit the share button, and please subscribe and set yourself a reminder. That way I have to send out 10 million alerts at the beginning of each show. And if you're in Spreaker.com, please do the same thing. Hit the live and hit the share on your social media, whether it be Facebook and or Twitter. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, but as I was saying, baseball is about to enter what they call the dead ball era again, which is kind of stupid. But if you want to add anything, you can add something to it. But what I would like to know is, how do you feel about that? I'm going to tell you how I feel about it. I think it is a smart move. The reason I think it's a smart move is because baseball was on this trek of we're going to do stupid stuff and we're not going to pay attention to the fundamentals of the game. And when you stop paying attention to the fundamentals of the game, you turn yourself into the National Football League at this point, and you start to turn yourself into the NBA, where everybody's shooting these stupid-ass three-point shots, and you look like a joke, in my opinion. That's just my humble opinion. Nobody wants to see an Xbox game on television unless you've been groomed into this. If you are a person of a certain age, you see the National Basketball League is almost a joke. It is entertaining at times. Is it fun to watch sometimes? But I would prefer to watch traditional basketball when people have the ability to play, when people knew how to run a play, pick and roll, pick and pop, and things of that nature. It's not that anymore. The National Basketball Association is a clown show at this point. If you ask me, I don't like it. It's not fun. I watch it because there's really nothing else on television, to be perfectly honest with you. But you will run into the occasional game when you have a quality coach and you have quality stars, and they can pick and pop, and they can pick and roll, and they can backdoor picks and things of that nature. And for the neophyte in sports, you're listening to me going, roll, yo, rap. What does all that really mean? And what it all really means is this. Instead of just getting paid to play a basketball game in the schoolyard, you're getting paid to actually play basketball. What a novel idea to be able to play the game that you're being paid to play. How about that? Not just being a supreme athlete, running up and down the field and jumping and doing all this athletic stuff. I mean, look, it's great for ESPN, but how good is it for you? I keep telling people the reason they promote fantasy football is because fantasy sports in general is because they get streaming income. Now, you're no longer watching a game on ESPN or TNT or ABC or wherever you're watching a game on local broadcast. What you're doing is going to ESPN.com and all these sports sites and watching the statistics roll. The NFL gets paid off that. That's why they're promoting this fantasy situation. You think it's because it's fun for you. No, it generates revenue. Everything is going through streaming, and if it's going through streaming, what they do, they've capitalized on streaming. That's why when these leagues are in combat with the unions, and the unions say, "Let us see your books," they go, "No, we can't let you see the books, because if we let you see the books, what's going to happen is this: we're going to let you see the books, and then you're going to know that I'm making money hand over fist over in situations that have nothing to do with you. And when we start making money that have nothing to do with you, what happens is this: you're going to have to get cut into it." The NFL, the MLB, and NBA, they all have contracts with their leagues and states. Some of them are 50-50, some of them are 55-45. That means all the revenue that comes in, the players get a certain portion of it. And if the players aren't getting any of that money, guess what? They're getting cheated, and at some point the truth is going to come out. And if you're a smart president of the players union, what you will do is this. You're going to sue. You're going to start the lawsuit on whatever day you find it, and you're going to back map it. And then it's going to be a whole nother situation. And you talk about players pensions and things of that nature. So get ready for that. But that's neither here nor there. That has nothing to do with this. What I want to do is, just like I said, is it smart? I do believe it's smart. There is no action in baseball. First and foremost, baseball is like beer. It's an acquired taste. By being an acquired taste, what happens is this. It's an acquired taste. It isn't for everyone. You have to be indoctrinated into it. Me, my grandfather, my uncles. If you don't have that kind of sports family or friends, you're not going to be indoctrinated into baseball. And if you come in late, you're used to watching basketball. You're used to watching NCAA. You're used to watching sports at another turn. And when you're used to watching sports at another turn, this is what happens. You're watching it at another turn, and then you're looking at this, and baseball looks like watching paint dry. And it really isn't. It's kind of like watching a chess match, which neither one of is interesting. But if you know how to play chess, then watching a chess match is extremely interesting. I got my man DJ Chuck. If I didn't say your name, sorry about that, man. DJ Chuck. He's in the building. But when you're watching a chess match, unless you are a devout chess player, it looks like watching paint dry. So if you go back to space stealing, if you go back to moving, advancing the runner, if you go back to the foundations of baseball that made people fall in love with it in the first place, then and only then you'll be able to attract new fans. Because at least now you're waiting on a base to be stolen. You're waiting on a sacrifice button, things of that nature. I may even be speaking a foreign language to most of you, because if you've never heard this terminology, again, you're verbally listening to paint dry. I got my man Big Illinois. He'll be on the show a little later. You're verbally watching paint dry at this point. But this lets me know that if you don't know the terminology, if you are not aware of what I just said, then that in essence is a problem as well. And if you want to be a part of the show before my man Big Illinois comes on, all you have to do is come to the YouTube chat room. I just dropped the link. You too can be on the show if you like. If you got a camera and a solid internet connection, which at one point of the show it looked like I didn't. But you can just click the link, come into the waiting room. I may look at your face and say, nah, he's too ugly to be on the show, but it might go down like that. And then I just got my man DJ Mad Knox. Sorry to my man DJ Mad Knox. I was taking a nap, and your boy slept through your entire show. But you know, there's no such thing as missing my show or his show or No One Chief Rock show or anybody on Bill for this network show, because I can go listen at a later date. But he's in the building. Much love to my main man DJ Mad Knox in the building. So as the chat rooms fill up, I always have to say, good evening, family, and keep the show moving. Now, as I was stating, man, this could be the joke that baseball needs. People always say, hey, man, well, a lot of brothers not into baseball, and a lot of people don't know, how we going to get the brothers back into baseball. First and foremost, let's do this. You don't want the brothers in baseball because you want things the cheap way. Stop telling that lie. Stop asking that question that you know the answer to. First and foremost, baseball used to have a boatload of brothers. Baseball hasn't changed. The community hasn't changed. What happened is this. Other things will put on TV. Same reason you're not in boxing. You don't see boxing on TV all the time. Anything you don't see in your face, you're not going to gravitate towards it. Point blank, period. If you really wanted the brothers to play, you would invest in the communities. But what happens is this, folks. The reason they don't want the black folks in baseball, and I don't give a damn what you think and what you got to say, Major League Baseball sponsored down the drain, potentially. But if you really wanted the brothers in baseball, you would invest in inner city parks, inner city rec leagues, and things of that nature to get the brothers to come to baseball, but you don't. You continue to invest in other small, what they consider third world countries or less developed countries. And when you invest in less developed countries, you get cheap labor. When you get cheap labor, you get some of the best ball players in the history of the world on your teams, in your league, and then nothing happens. If they staying out, then so what? I only invested $50, $100, $300,000 into you. But if you invest in people early, guess what happens? You invest in them early. In America, they're asking for $450,000, $500,000, and then once you do that, now you're $10, $12 million in after the fifth year after arbitration, and that's what they're trying to do. Continuously make room for cheap labor. I got my man DJ Mad Knox. He's in the building. What's good? I got my man in the building. I always got to greet you like this.
Good evening, family.
Hey, brother.
What's good, brother? What you want to talk about, man?
Hey, man. Listen, I'm up here looking like Wolfman Jack.
Ah.
Job. You know what I mean? No, I wanted to elaborate what he was saying. Like, you know, like basically, they designing to let us in certain areas. You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, it's always designed like that. You know, only way we gonna see the way black people flourish is how they invented the Negro League. You know what I mean? That's the only way you're gonna see brothers in baseball real heavy. Is if we come up with our own league, put our sources together, come up with our own league, and get even the ones that is probably super dope than the superstars now, the opportunity to create something. You feel what I'm saying? Like, see, and what's so sad is, like, there's so much history in the Negro League, and so much, like, people don't know about. Like, a lot of people, Babe Ruth, like, Babe Ruth was on, like, a major scale, but he was little when it came to stats. You feel what I'm saying? Cause
compared to the Negro Leagues, yeah.
And that broke records, but they're not going to get that recognition because, you know what, the Negro League was so underneath the surface. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what they fed. They fed that. That's why they figured they could bring a Jackie Robinson in to break the barriers. Because guess what? If that Negro League would have flourished to modern day right now, oh my God, bro. You feel what I'm saying?
Check this out, Knox. Check this out. Do you know, to this, just to confirm what you're saying, to this, and I got my man RC in the building. Finish, Knox.
I heard you at the beginning.
Oh, what I said was.
No, I heard you in the beginning what you were saying, but you haven't checked that.
Okay, what I said was the Negro Leagues to this day is one of the most successfully run black-owned industries in the United States history. So that is just to confirm what you said. I got Pepper Hot Full is also in the chat room. Thank you. Yeah, so what you're saying is confirmed just by that, man. I mean, people don't realize how it goes to a deeper problem, and I'm going to touch on that when I get on this NFL thing. Please continue to listen. But what you're saying, I totally agree with. If we must continue to build our own industry, so in the event that white-facing media tries to X us out, they're unable to do that, because when they're unable to do that, we could just say, well, you know what, I don't need it. Yeah, okay. Because think about it like this, brother. I got the number one Chief Rocket jersey burn in the building. I don't know if I said Lady J, because the internet is real janky right now. But if I didn't, I did now. Salute to the sister. But until we start saying, we can actually get to the point where the NFL is or major big time sports as we see them today, they're a backdrop. See, think about it like this, Knox. What can you have that you really want that you can't get for $3 million that you can get for $20 million? Because until you get $20 million, you don't start having $20 million dreams. But if you had $3 million, you got them fabulous. And
all the dreams in the world.
Exactly. Right. Just like the young brothers that always go overseas. They go overseas. They can't play basketball here in America. They go overseas. When they come back home, they got the Lexus or the Benz. They got the nice crib. They get them fabulous. So, of course.
Wondering how they got it.
Exactly. You like, is this dude selling dope? No, he's shooting hoop in the DR. He's shooting hoop in South America. He's shooting hoop in Europe. He ain't making $25 million. He making $3.5 or $1.5 million. But that's really all you need. Like I'm my man MC Dre, built for this network in the building. Thank you for joining the party. So you're right, Knox. Until we get to the point whereas we see that as it's like icing on the cake. Yeah. Or you've heard me, you've been a lesson. We built this network together. You've heard me say for years. Until we get to the point where we say, yeah, we ask ourselves the question, do I want to be paid? Do I want to get paid to participate in athletics, or do I want to be an NBA, NFL, NHL, or whatever star? Until we get to that point, we're gonna continue to struggle.
Yeah.
Man, this damn internet is janky as hell, but we gonna muscle through it, my brother. We gonna muscle through it. I got Mooney in the building. Man, I cannot decipher. Continue to talk, Knox. Continue to talk, brother. Having trouble connecting because of the sexual internet connection. It is shaky as hell. Shaky as hell. I have no idea what's going on. But you know what?
I ain't gonna stay long.
Okay, brother. All right, brother. Thank you for being part of the show. All right, man. Thank you, brother. Thank you for being part of the show, man. I don't know what's going on with this shaky ass internet. You know, this damn snowstorm got a whole lot of things running shaky. I got my man DJ Mad Knox. It was good to see you on the show, man. Much love. Built for this network. Y'all still listening. Tune in to the End of the Bench podcast. We got the shaky internet in the insane studio, late rent loud music studio. That's why we call it the late rent loud music studio, because if we late with the rent, the music gonna be loud and ain't nobody gonna pay attention. We trying to get this cracking now. But like I was saying, man, exactly. DJ Mad Knox stopped in and he pretty much nailed it. He nailed it. The reason we have to submit to what they're saying and bow down to what they're doing is we don't value us as a commodity. They do. They value it. This is a business transaction. If you want to be ghetto fabulous, you have to try to be the ghetto fabulous. But the people who are going to pay you to become ghetto fabulous, or you have to get in bed with to become ghetto fabulous, this is what they do. They're going to underbid you because they see your value. You don't. You need their connections. They don't. I got my man DJ Mad Knox. He back in the building. What's good, brother?
Yo, my bad, man.
Oh, no. I think that's my internet. I think I'm looking at this. I'm thinking it's my internet. Don't worry about it. And you know what? I usually reset my router before I go on air. It's me. Don't worry about it. Finish talking, brother.
No, I was like in agreement with you, man. And the crazy thing about what you're saying too is like, even now we have the sources. We have the sources to do everything. We got entertainers and all types of people who can put up and fund up money that can really start a league. But the thing is, it is not going. You got certain egos that, you know what I mean, from the powers that be, and that's where I'm be honest with you, I ain't gonna sugarcoat nothing. That's where the white man dwells on, because he knows at the end of the day, okay, it's cool, but I know certain people gonna have egos. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But let's just say if you take a person, like maybe 3 major or retired athletes, and maybe 3 or 4 major entertainment people, like black entertainment people. All of them throw their money in there and create a league, man. And you have the sources. You now in the era of technology where you can stream, you can post up stuff, you can, you know what I mean? Puffy got Revolt TV and all this stuff. All of this stuff can be aired from us. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like I feel like at the end of the day, Major League Baseball, I'm telling you, they fear us. They fear us in that sense. You feel what I'm saying? They fear us.
This is true.
That's why they throw a little chocolate in there to keep us satisfied, but they really don't. If they had no black people in there, come on, man. It would be a totally different movement right now.
And then we also have to realize some black people are bilingual. They call themselves Dominicans. They call themselves Puerto Ricans. Right. And the thing, it's a masterful job of divide and conquer. I'm not black. I'm this. Now, to be perfectly honest with you, that's your nationality, but you have African descent. So We can get out of this nationalism thing and realize that at the end of the day, if you look like DJ Mad Nazi, you look like HRap. Sorry to tell you, you're black. You're another black dude playing baseball. Because if you didn't have all that money and when you drive down the street with that fancy car, when they get out, as this comedian said, you're just a bilingual N-word. I got my man John in the building. Much love to John, man. Thank you, John, for the support. He's in the building. So it's just one of those situations. Nice. I'm listening.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to come in here and express that, brother. You know what I mean? And tell you, man, listen, even with this platform that you're doing and bigging up the YouTubes, we so I just wanted to get on here and express that, brother. I still be listening.
Man, much love, and just to acknowledge what you just said, the very first Built for This Network meeting that me and you and number one Chief Rocket Jersey Vern had, that is something that you said very first time you said it. So at the end of the day, man, mad love to Mad Knox, the show killer. It's a little nickname I gave him. But Matt, big ups to you, brother, because you definitely said that the very first meeting. And I am on your mix, man. I woke up, right? The notification that you had just put up on YouTube woke me up. So I'm on it as soon as the show over.
Got you.
Man, much love, man. Matt,
much love.
Yep, much love. I got Miss Powell in the building. Much love to DJ Mad Knox. Thank you for stopping through. It's always good to see you, brother. I got Miss Powell in the chat room. I think everybody needs to be on YouTube and on Built for This Network, hitting the like button. I got Moni in the middle. Where she at? In the middle. In the building. Much love to her. Thank you for the support. Where the money resides. That's why I need you all to hit the like button. I need you to share. Tell a friend to tune in so we know where the money resides. Where the money resides. This choppy internet is my fault. I apologize. It's real shaky because I usually reset my router every show, and I got AT&T internet. Enough said. I'm done. Yeah, but like I was saying, man, Major League Baseball, you have a problem. You want to get inner city youth in the building. No, inner city youth pay attention to things that they were introduced as a younger age, and you cannot do it. You know. Now, there's a couple of rules that they're tossing around with Major League Baseball. It's going to be interesting. I don't know if I like it or not, but it's going to be interesting. They are in extra inning games. They are going to put a man on second base, and after the 10th inning, and you are going to have 7-inning doubleheaders. Look, I'm one of those dudes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I'm also a dude who understands that people don't understand how to evolve. And when you got people that don't know how to evolve, what happens? When they don't know how to evolve and change with the times, you must change in order to be successful. Major League Baseball, shout out to you, man. Shout out to Major League Baseball for identifying, hey, everybody's not coming over here dealing with us anymore. And what we're going to do is do it their way. And shout out to them for that. They adjusted. It may work. It may not work. But hell, at least you tried. You didn't say, hey, this is baseball. And we have millions of years invested into doing it our way. And even though nobody's paying attention to us at an alarming rate, we're going to continue to do it that way. But that's what they do. Who cares? Sucks to be them. I'm going to keep it moving, man. I'm going to end up with the National Football League. On a more somber note, one of our brothers who we watched throughout the 90s and the early 2000s with the San Diego, at the time they were the San Diego Chargers, and with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as a wide receiver. He came in right around the time the 6'3", 6'4" wide receivers became in vogue, made the Pro Bowl a couple times, and he was found dead at age 38 yesterday. Rest in peace to Vincent Jackson, man. Vincent Jackson at age 38, he's no longer here. To quote my man Fonte from Little Brothers, Young Brothers is down the old brother shit. And we don't know what happened. We don't know if it was foul play. We don't know what really happened. And I got my man number one Chief Rocket Jersey Vern saying that he's old school and to hell with that 7-inning doubleheader. Hey, well, it's easy to say that when you're not running around catching the ball, number one Chief Rocket Jersey Vern. When it ain't your back man stretched out. The 7-inning doubleheader, it don't make a difference. I'm not a big fan of double headers, so to make a double header 7 inning, I don't know, it's not really gonna bother me, Rocker. But man, you know what? There's nothing wrong with being old school. You know what, Rocker man? Keep saying that because uh when people like you say that, they start to pay attention. And then it creates conversation for other platforms like your own. It creates platforms for myself. And if you want to come in, come to the YouTube, go to the top of the chat room, and I'm about to put it into the Spreaker space too, and we can talk about it. This is how we continue to grow our platform because the advent of the conversation piece on our own is why me and you do this. But it continues to talk. And when you continue to talk, when me and you get 10, 11, 12, 50,000 people paying attention to us, you could potentially get a change back. But like I say, Rock, it's kind of easy to say, hey, man, you don't need to have 10 innings, 7 inning double headers until they ask you to do a double at work. And you be like, man, I ain't doing that. And that's what we need to start realizing. That's these people's job. That's their job, and we need to respect the fact I don't want to be at work either. And that's what time it is. Now, with that being said, let me continue. Man, I'm going to slap myself clean in the face for not resetting my router. That's why I'm getting all this buffering. It is insane, man. Damn you, AT&T. I'm on Twitter tonight, kicking y'all drawers in y'all ass. That's what time it is. I got DJ Ramal. Thank you for joining in. It's always good to see a new face in the place. I just dropped a link in the Spreaker.com chat room. In the event that you want to come in, you are welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. Now, with that being said, with this being the lowest rated Super Bowl of all time, and everybody is ball watching Tom Brady. For the ladies, excuse the vulgarity of the terminology, ball watching, but that's what I call it. You know, you slurping this dude, and don't get me wrong. Full disclosure, Tom Brady is one of the greatest quarterbacks we've ever seen. Tom Brady has more Super Bowls than anybody else, but all this, Tom Brady is the greatest athlete of all time. Y'all slurping a little too hard. Y'all drinking the wrong Kool-Aid. I'm not trying to hear that. And anybody that disagrees with me, this is what I have to say. Obviously, it's nothing but sports fans. Listen to me. If you had the ability to guarantee health and pick anybody in the history of the National Football League, would Tom Brady be that guy? If not, no more GOAT talk. Because you wouldn't pick LT, you wouldn't pick Walter Payton, you wouldn't pick Mean Joe Green and Deacon Jones. Deacon Jones, who got an endless amount of sacks. He got about as many sacks as equivalent to the block shots they didn't count for Bill Russell and Will Chamberlain. Think about that. This dude invented a move, HBCU product, to confirm what DJ Mad Knox is talking about. And I'm gonna put an exclamation point on what DJ Mad Knox is talking about in a second. But this is what I'm talking about. We are looking at a situation to whereas we are not paying attention to the history. I keep telling y'all, the reason they don't want you to pay attention to history in sports, because if you find out that this guy might not be the greatest receiver, just like you told me, he's the greatest receiver of all time. He's the greatest receiver of all time. And then you find out somebody else is doing equivalent to him or even better, like a Sterling shop who got hurt or whatever, you're going to be disappointed. And then when you start looking back, guess what you're going to mess around and do? You're going to see black people doing great things all over the universe. You find that out every Saturday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. But that's neither here nor there. We are talking about Tom Brady. Look, a lot of people like to use this terminology. It was fixed. They didn't want him to win this one, and they didn't want him to win that one. Seeing how that is the prevailing thought in national football and sports circles, will they allow Tom Brady to win another one, seeing how this was the lowest rated Super Bowl in the last 15? How about that? Will they just say, hey, enough of that Tom Brady stuff. We're going to let these brothers win, and we're going to slide Josh Allen in there, and we're going to get him another wide receiver, make him look like he's just as good as the brothers. Just a question out there. If you want to join, the link is at the top of the YouTube page. And if you want to join, I'm going to drop the link in the YouTube page one time for your mind one time. Shout out to DJ Mad. Shout out to Nas. I say, I just like Major League Baseball rule. putting the man on second base, giving teams the advantage to score. It is to expedite it is to help the attention span deficit of America today. My man DJ Out West, aka DJ Chuck, aka Tracy Porter. And say Tom Brady is great, but not the greatest athlete of all time. That's my man John. Shout out to John, been supporting for a long time, man. Much love to John. He's been coming in the chat room now. I love it. He's been coming in the chat room. And when you come in the chat room, that's where the money resides. Please make sure you hit that like button and share with your friends and family. And speaking how we say and share with your friends and family, like you coming here and supporting your boy.
Good evening, family.
That goes out to y'all. Now, here's something else, man. This is the HRap racial session. Y'all ready? Segment. This is the HRap racial segment. Well, we're going to talk about Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. That Dakota Rain Prescott is his name. He's the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. As the co-host of the show, Big Illinois said last week, a.k.a. Johnny Ringo, as he said last week, Johnny Ringo mentioned that the Dallas Cowboys put out a highlight video, which all teams do every year. They put out a highlight video from the previous season, and they didn't include one Rain Dakota Prescott. Now, he got hurt in the middle of game 2. This dude was lighting it up. You could throw in a couple snippets of Dak Prescott. They said it was oversight. This is why I keep telling y'all, stop investing in these moronic-ass team owners. The reason we do it, because we think that we use the terminology, we didn't get the right person and we are going to win next week, and it's really they. I'm just letting you know. And then they let you know this week. Look, the reason Dak Prescott isn't signed is because Jerry Jones and Stevie Jones are full of it. They're full of what we used to call back in the 70s when we talked about the children, caca. Okay? They're full of caca. And if you don't believe me, this is what happened. You draft a guy in the 4th round. Most of these guys getting 4-year contracts, and they're playing for peanuts. He played 4 years for $2 million. Again, 4 years for $2 million. It's not, again, as I stated with DJ Mad Knox, when you talk about one of us, that's a hell of a lot of money. And when you're talking about a professional athlete, that's called chump change. So when you let Tony Romo go, smart money was to say, hey, we no longer have Tony Romo. So what we're going to do is lock this dude up. Once you saw the first year, it was pretty good. The second year was like, okay, well, he's okay. And when you invested by trading away cash equity, by getting my man Amari Cooper, what you did was this. You let the world know you were investing in this dude. So if you're going to invest in this dude, smart money was to give him short money at that time, take him from like $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 in his last year, $1 million a year, and you give him $20 million a year. He would be signed through the next 3 years, and you would have this problem. But you didn't see value in him, just like in most cases with brown faces, they don't see value in that. So if you don't see value in brown faces at any point, what you do is you undercut them. And when you undercut the brown people, they end up biting you in the behind. And that's what's happening to Dak Prescott. If they franchise him one more time, they're going to have to give him $50 million when they could have just gave him 28, 35, 32 million a couple years ago, but they didn't see the value in it. See, this is why I say, don't tell me about no stats. Don't tell me about none of this madness and this foolishness. And when you see all the ESPN said this and this company said that, I don't give a hot goddamn what those people say, because I know sports, because I watch sports. Now, if you want to talk about this thing, we can. I don't trust what they're saying. Damn it, AT&T, you are screwing me. I'm going to get you back like in 3rd grade. I'm going to get you back. And then, when you're looking at these situations, they screwed Dak Prescott. They don't want to pay him. They don't want to treat him right. And he's in a bad situation. But he's not. See, this is what happened when you a good dude and you true to who you are. The ancestors will look out for you. And what the ancestors have done is put Dak Prescott in a particular situation to whereas he will be compensated. It's easy. Oh man, they supposed to. They didn't. They're not supposed to do anything. What he's supposed to do is do what he's done. Look out for the best interest of one Rain Dakota Prescott. That's what Dak Dakota. So when you're looking out for your best interest, you don't have to worry about what they do and what they said and they screwing me and I'm screwing them and they screwing this. None of that. You do what's advantageous for you, and when you're doing what's advantageous for you, you will win every single solitary time. So I'm not angry with the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not angry with any of those guys. What I am is glad that Dak Prescott is playing the game the way it's supposed to be played. And what I mean by playing the game the way it's supposed to be played, he is not. He's doing what a professional should do. And I don't mean show up, because that don't make you professional. Don't get all emotional. Don't go to Twitter. Don't go to Instagram. Don't speak in your window and things of that nature. What you do is, I want to be here, knowing that you no longer want to be there potentially, but you're going to do what's in your best interest. And the goal is to get the cash. And it looks like he's going to get the cash, so big ups to him and his agent and anybody who's rolling with him. Jerry Jones, you have officially dropped the ball. I got my man DJ Chuck says, a lot of media telling us that Brandon Marshall had the same catches as Megatron and more yardage. Because if you look at people at the numbers alone, then you'll put everybody in the Hall of Fame. Ricky Watters should be in the Hall of Fame. O.J. Anderson should be in the Hall of Fame, because 10,000 yards is something that a whole lot of people in the National Football League haven't done. As I always say, Chuck, impact on the game. But this is why you don't listen to the media. You listen to the End of the Bench podcast hosted by your man, HRap, and I'm in the building, as you already know. But that's why I keep telling you, man, the media knows nothing. The media is a bunch of dudes sitting in a office. They 5'8", 5'9". They got cut from every team they ever tried out for. In most cases, Mike Greenberg. I like him, but hey, he's a weenie. He's what we used to call in the locker room a weenie. So Greeny the weenie, that's what we would have called him. So we're not really gonna demonstrate with Mike Greenberg like that, and anybody else who's talking that nonsense. Critics, a bunch of dudes who don't know how to do what those guys that they criticize know how to do. And then they're experts, because I watched the game so many years and now I'm an expert. Well, I could watch surgery as much as I want. I'm not going to be a surgeon. So that's neither here. Whatever. J.J. Watt got out of Houston. Everybody, they won't let Deshaun Watson go. See, this again, these are things that they throw into the stratosphere and make you go, well, what happened? What happened? Look, J.J. Watt, 30 years old. He's had multiple back surgeries. He's injured all the time. And just from this podcaster's point of view, the steroids are wearing off. I'm just saying. The PED's wearing off. I'm just saying. Dude had first time in a bunch of years he played all 16 games last year and he had 5 sacks. I'm going to say that again. This is to let that sink in. He played 16 games for the first time in 7 seasons and he had 5 sacks. And y'all want to tell me he's just like Reggie White. What, he tall? Is he the same height as Reggie White? Because when Reggie White was young, a little older than J.J. Watt, he went to Green Bay and secured his legend. I guess J.J. is a media epiphany. But he's out of there. And no, at the end of the day, look, I want y'all to understand this. This is still a business. NFL got this thing called the NFL year end. We're almost at the new year. We're in the end of the year for the NFL. I know it's not the end of the year for us, but they have a league year. And when they're doing their business, the league year, they get more money in about a month. And when they get the most money and then they get the most attention, then guess what's going to happen? What they're going to do is handle their business. They're not going to do it before then. They're not going to do it after they're going to do it after. And that's just it. That's all. So if they franchise tag Dak Prescott, it's 35 to 40 million. No, it's more like 45 to 50 million, Chuck. It's more like 45 to 50 million. That's why Dak Prescott, when you standing next to him and you move, if you living in Texas and he stays in Texas, and if you drive past his house, you're gonna hear where the money reside, or wherever you living, that's where the money gonna reside. If I was Dak Prescott, I'd piss him off and take less money. That's what I would do. I would take less money, and they'd be like, "Damn it, man! What? That's the end. Who cares?" Marcus Mariota, backup quarterback for the Raiders, flamed out in Tennessee. He had one good game, and Las Vegas. Las Vegas. I still got to get used to saying the Las Vegas Raiders, but they had for the Raiders. He had one good game, and now the whole league is looking for him. Some people saying he's going to end up in Chicago. Some people saying he's going to end up here. Some people saying he's going to end up there. This is going to be a very interesting situation. Marcus Mariota could be a possible. He could be a casualty of war, and what I mean by that is, look, at one point when he used to write out the playbooks, the playbook was about as thick as a phone book. Just imagine if you had three coaches that had to learn 3 playbooks in 365 days. I'm gonna put it into the general public perspective. If you had to learn a phone book every year, and the moment you learned it, they said, "Well, you gotta learn this phone book now." How efficient at the names in the phone book would you be? So he could be a casualty of the NFL shuffling around the Brown guys and not investing a lot into him, and bad coaching, or he could be just not that good. We won't know until next year. And let me see, I got my co-host with the co-most, Johnny Ringo, in the building. He's sipping on some scissor. Johnny Ringo, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, my brother?
What's good, man? What are your thoughts on this Marcus Mariota thing? And you being an avid Bear fan, I'm a Chicagoan, so I have to like the Bears. I'm genetically predisposed to like the Bears, but I chose the Raiders. But you chose the Bears, and you live in Chicago, and you were born here, and snow is up to here. So Carson Wentz, like in pain, or Marcus Mariota? Talk to me.
You asking which one would I prefer?
Which one would you prefer? To be musty or just to stink?
Well, the Eagles had issues with their offensive line last year.
Mm-hmm. 50 sacks.
And they didn't have no receivers to throw to. Everybody was hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, he still was throwing that ball away down like it was a hot potato. But you know what? I think that I would probably pick Wentz out of him or Mariota. Mariota is when he was with Tennessee, he had a decent year. I mean, he won a playoff game, but other than that, he was Mitchell Trubisky for them. We don't need that. We need somebody that can push the ball down the field. Mitch can't do that. And I don't know if Mariota can do that because he had injuries to his legs. But in that scenario, I'll take Wentz.
With that being said, I want to salute the greatest from South Central. He's in the building. Much love. Thank you for the support. My bad. Not me. Man, the crowd is going wild for the great. I don't trust Carson Wentz for 2 reasons. Carson Wentz he's only had one good year. It was an MVP caliber year, true indeed. But it makes me think back more than 20 years ago. You know why I go back more than 20 years ago? It was this guy by the name of Rick Meyer out of the University of Notre Dame. He had one good year with Seattle, and he was stinking for the rest of his career. He was stinking. Oh my God. He was horrible, right? And Marcus Mariota looked like, even though I'm not a fan of Chucky's, I'm not a fan of John Gruden's at all, but it looked like when he got stabilized with them, he had a better sense of what was going on. So, if that's the case, I'll take my chance with the unknown, cheaper commodity, because both of them are unknown commodities at this point, right? Mariota is going to be a whole lot cheaper than this big tag that comes on. Because when you're making the money that Carson Wentz is making, your paycheck states that you're going to put me in Super Bowl contention.
Exactly.
Marcus Mariota paycheck states If it go wrong, we gonna cut his ass. I'm gonna go with if things go wrong, we gonna cut his ass. Huh?
How many years he got?
I think it's only a 3-year deal, and he played one of the years.
I know Wentz got.
Oh, Wentz got a few years left on that. I think he got $120 million left on that deal. I'm not taking that chance with a dude who hasn't been consistent his entire career.
He had like 4 years left.
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I mean, I'm not doing it.
Okay. They got Allen Robinson, right?
Mm-hmm.
They can franchise him, attack him, rather trade him. Why don't you include him in any deal that you make as far as for a quarterback?
I mean, that makes sense.
Give up your first round pick. You can get some receivers in the draft that they can pick up.
Yeah, especially since they opened up that super highway down the middle of the field.
I like Allen Robinson, and I hate to always say when people don't that I wouldn't pay. I wouldn't pay him no $23 to $25 million a year.
He's not a 20.
That's what the rumor is. What he's asking for.
Mm-mm. He's not a top 10 receiver like that. He's a number one on the Bears. I think he's a number 1A on another team. He's Juju. He's the number one on the Bears, but they don't have any other options. You see, I'm not going to get caught up in that. You're the guy who's the guy. No, you're not the guy who's the guy. You're a very good wide receiver. You are not a top-tier wide receiver in the National Football League. Nobody's building it. First and foremost, the best wide receiver in the last 20 years that we've seen that they tried to build a team around is Calvin Johnson, and how well did that work out? So wide receivers don't win Super Bowls.
I had a question about that.
Yeah, wide receivers don't win Super Bowls. So when they draw that fake parallel, when they try to add more to Tom Brady's bag, well, he didn't have the best wide receivers. Well, most quarterbacks that win Super Bowls don't. Most of those super teams end up being at the super crib. Rest in peace, Vincent Jackson, Gates, Thomason, Rivers, nada. So, ain't nobody trying to hear that. Nobody's trying to hear that. I got my girl Britt. She's in the building. Much love to my girl Britt. Thank you for this. Boy.
T.O. and Chris Carter and all them to.
That's what we talked about last week. We have to we need to revamp if we're gonna respect this whole Hall of Fame. Yeah, no. I'm just saying, this whole thing about emotions being tied to getting into the Hall of Fame. Period. Why are we discussing? Okay, look. This is why I don't do the stat thing. Everybody gonna do the stat thing. Oh man, this and oh man that, right? And Calvin Johnson and Brandon Marshall got the same stats. Brandon Marshall played 13 years. Brandon Marshall was one of the more talented receivers that we've ever seen. But again, this goes right into what I just said. Why would you play Robinson and receivers don't put you over the top? Brandon Marshall ain't putting nobody over the top, and he was cold. Calvin Johnson, he should have been in the Hall of Fame first, but so should on the first try. So should Michael Irvin. So should T.O. So should Art Monk. If Steve Largent went in on his first ballot and he wasn't even in the same class, stop telling me about, man, Steve Largent had great hands. Everybody in the NFL got great hands. He just had better. Yeah, when you can't run fast, you better catch the damn ball. So, I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit at all. Like RC just said. RC just said exactly what I've been saying since I've been on Streak and since I've been on air. You run to win, you throw to score. They keep telling me about running games don't win you Super Bowls. as they said on their first Ice Cube song, first Ice Cube album, that's a lie. That's a goddamn lie. Y'all can keep scoring all those points, but all I know is this. Every time we watch the Super Bowl, the team with the best running game is always the team that's winning. We just saw a week ago or 2 weeks ago, whenever it was, we just saw CJ and Fournette run down Kansas City's throat. Last year, we saw Dante Williams and that crew run down San Francisco's throat. And then before that, we saw the kid from Georgia run down the Rams' throat. It's checkers, not chess. Keep telling me about these great receivers if you want to, but it's not that. But to answer your question directly, it is some emotional Carl Thomas bullshit that dudes are not getting in. Leave your feelings at home. How did this dude affect the National Football League? That's the only criteria. That should be the only criteria for who gets in and who stays out of the Hall of Fame. And if y'all can't do that, maybe we need to switch this up. IC made a suggestion last week. It needs to be general managers. It needs to be talent scouts. It needs to be veteran players and Hall of Famers that put these here, and then reporters getting these people in the Hall of Fame. Because then with these players, you might get some people that's putting their homie in. And you don't need your homie in either. Because everybody with a bunch of catches don't mean you're Hall of Fame. Everybody with a bunch of stats don't mean you're in the Hall of Fame. It just don't. And I don't like that. You know, people stay with this foolishness, man. I ain't trying to hear that, man. Oh, I know Shell listen. I said your name. How about that? Now.
And so what do you think the Bears should do at the quarterback position?
I would try to work my number with Mariota. The dude me and you've been talking about that ain't nobody in the history of the world or nobody nowhere else in the world said anything about. My man Jacoby Brissett. Since they saying we believe he plateaued. Okay. Come to Chicago and plateau. Because think about it like this, dog. Let's take it back to the day before we showed you that Jacoby Brissett was a solid, a more than adequate quarterback, right? Let's go to that day. 5 minutes before we showed you that, you went into the show like, what? You was like, buddy, he all right? Is he better than what they've had in the last 15 years? So if he better than what they had in the last 15 years and they playing in playoff games and contending in playoff games, only issue the Bears have had is they can't get a guy to do this, and it hit the dude right here. He does that. So if you get him, you Brad Johnson, you Trent Dilfer. And what did Brad Johnson and Trent Dilfer do? Win Super Bowls. You Eli Manning. What did Eli Manning do? Win 2 Super Bowls. Hell, you Ben Roethlisberger. He won 2 Super Bowls, and I'm still waiting on that creep to have a good game. Shout out to Kirby in the chat room. Much love for the support. So, if I was the Bears, I'll be looking for a guy like that. And then you get him on the cheap, you get him on the low, you get some lower level draft picks for him. You ain't lost nothing. But that ain't what people trying to do. If you're in the chat room over here on YouTube, please forgive me. I just reset my router, so you getting up. And then you getting up. So, work with me. Late Red Loud Music Studios. We ain't pay our internet bill this month.
Just be honest, man. You had to put that CD in for your AOL dial-up.
Nah, man, AT&T. I wish I did have AOL dial-up. AT&T suck, man. I'm on Twitter on the ass. That's how I got my bill low.
What's that other shit called? Netscape?
Yeah, right. HRap, I asked my homie that's a Colts fan that listened to my show last week, and he said that that he's not the quarterback for the Colts. Hey, man. Jacoby Brissett. He said Jacoby Brissett. Joe from Houston. Joe from Houston listening. Shout out to Joe. He down there struggling on the power side of the game. We still love you, Joe. We'll see you next week. Joe from Houston is a Colts fan. I don't think Joe got a problem with dudes starting Hall of Fame coaches and players. Exactly. That goes back to what we were saying. For sure, Justin Tuck should have been MVP. Exactly. Yeah, man. So all this, look, man. As great as Deshaun Watson is, he won 4 games this year. As great as he is. And guess what? If the Chiefs would have turned into some mud graders, they could have potentially won that second Super Bowl. So it's dope. You need a quarterback. I understand that. Really, you need a bunch of talent around you and not somebody who's not gonna freak the game. Get Watson for anything he wants, bro. We get Watson, we win the Super Bowl. Yeah, but that draft capital. I wrote Deshaun Watson here too.
Is he talking about?
No, John from Chcago.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, you have to give up that first round pick. The Bears got so many holes on the offensive line. They need another running back.
They need to solidify the offensive line as well.
They need another safety now because they keep signing these players to 1-year deals. So it's
and let's talk about the elephant in the room. We live
long off season for the Bears.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room. We live in Chicago. Chicago, a racial driven city. They don't want no niggas as a quarterback. I'm sorry for saying that word. If I offend you, I please forgive. But that's what it is. The N word. They don't want no brothers. If DJ Chuck, if I was running a team, I would gladly give up 3 first-round draft picks. I would gladly give up 3 first-round picks for a quarterback of the level of Deshaun Watson. Speak on it, Big Illinois.
Yeah, I mean, because he'll be under your control for at least the next 4 years.
Because he's playing on the extension year this year.
Oh, so it's 5 years?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you can have you can actually have well, they can't afford it as far as Pace and Nagy. Next year could be like we try to work out year. And then start really going. But I'll give up 3 first round picks.
I think that first round thing is overrated, man. I mean, unless you're gonna get some generation. Put it like this. Look at it this way, Chuck. You want to be so good that the first round pick is really the first pick in the second round. You want to get the 32nd pick every year. So if you get the 32nd pick every year, you don't give a damn who in the first round. Could the Bears get him? I don't know, Chief. That was the number one Chief Rocket Jerry Burn asked, could the Bears get him? I don't know. Chief, I'm not joking or kidding or even in a little way saying that this is a racial town and they don't want no brothers throwing the football. Because they wanted some brothers throwing the football. If you read Deshaun Watson's resume before he got to the league, there's no way in hell he's not a Bear. If you look at Deshaun Watson's resume and look at Mitchell Trubisky's resume, it's not even comparable. He played in back-to-back national championships. He finished number 2 in the Heisman voting back-to-back years. He played in the national championship game and won the national championship game. Mitchell Trubisky started 13 games. Mitchell Trubisky got picked 10 or 12 picks before Deshaun Watson. Please, James Brown, please get the hell out of here with that nonsense. You see what John said? Should they bring a roll back?
For the amount of stuff that we need as a team, or that they need for a team, I say that stop. For the amount of issues that they have as a team, I think that you can spread that $18 million around. I'd throw some money at what's the receiver from Tennessee that play on the other side of what's his name, Corey Davis.
I thought you was talking about Williams or Ford. It's either Williams or Ford. I don't know.
Yeah, receivers is he's a free agent, but it's a couple players out there that you can maybe pay about $7 to $8 million. They can probably do the same thing as HRap.
Yeah, I'm not paying him. I'm not paying him Calvin Johnson.
If we didn't have so many holes, I'd be the first person to say that we need him because he's a good possession wide receiver.
Yeah.
You know, he was shut out. He was shut out the last 2 games. Anyway, but if this was 2 years ago, yeah, I would sign him definitely. But at this point, I'm all in favor of maybe tagging him and trade him to see what you can get for him.
Yeah, I would. I'm gonna tell him kick rocks and flip flops. Yeah. Oh, we got J. Ron live from Canada. He's in the building. Much love to J. Ron. See you on Twitter later. The crowd was going too wild. What'd you say? I didn't hear the last thing you said. I didn't hear the last thing you said. I guess you ain't saying that.
I said I would. Yeah, you keep.
I know. AT&T, man. Ain't no bullshit. AT&T. And look, I paid on time this month, bastards.
No, but what I was saying was I wouldn't let him walk though. So
yeah.
I would maybe tag him and try to see what I can get for him. If you can get a third or fourth, actually you should be able to get a 3rd round pick for HRap.
Yeah.
Because teams like Baltimore could use him, man.
Baltimore usually build through the draft more than signing trades, and they're probably focusing on offensive weaponry.
Yeah, I'm thinking they can run routes.
Yeah, but see, they need somebody. They need somebody to take the top off the defense. They need somebody who can take the top off the defense as well.
Well, New Orleans ain't got no money, but they can use them now.
Yeah, they ain't making no moves. Drew Brees better kick rocks. And then we back in the Late Rent Loud Music Studio. We are on Built for This Network. This is the End of the Bench Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. If you like what you're hearing, you see the Cash App on the screen at the End of the Bench. Well, $theendofthebench.com. Help your boy get better internet service. How about that? But your boy, you kind of alluded to this a second ago by bringing up T.O. and Brandon Marshall. And T.O. says he's never gone to the Hall of Fame celebration because they didn't let him in first and all that other stuff he's saying. Do you care? Is it a real deal or is this just T.O. being T.O.?
It's T.O. being T.O. I mean, the Hall of Fame should be kept like your high school reunion. Go there, kick it with your teammates, unless you just didn't like the motherfuckers that you was teammates with. I mean, I think it's childish. Yeah. I like T.O., but I don't agree with that.
I'm not a big fan of T.O. So, every time he started talking about the past, I always think to myself, T.O., you are
wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong.
And I'm a dude who can carry grudge with the best stuff. I could be mad at you till Jesus get back. But at some point, man, you mad at people that don't even care about you, man. I got Black Swan in the building. Thank you for the support. It's always good to see the people who support your boy.
All the peeps in the chat room. Hey, everybody in the chat room, HRap will send everybody a $50 gift card to either Zaire's or Venture.
I'm gonna send you and I also got to announce my new game, Where the Money Reside game, and I'm gonna give you. It's up for $1 million, paid out in $1 increments for the next 1,000,000 years. If you believe that, I got some beachfront property in Vegas, all waiting on you. But yeah, man, I think it's kind of silly, man. You know, knock it off, T.O. One of the stories that nobody wants to talk about that I'm going to talk about, that everybody who ever listened to the End of the Bench podcast that knows I was salivating when this story came up. Urban Meyer hires a bigot into the National Football League. Everybody knew. And when you saw this and then you listened to the End of the Bench podcast on a weekly basis, you said, I wonder what HRap going to say about this. What's your thoughts? Because I'm going to take a deep breath and give these people the Hippo Hurricane holler about this.
You know what? It's messed up because he tried to sneak them in, man. You know, that was one of those things that, hey, you know what, man? What he was like the
strength coach.
Quality. Yeah. You take this next year, we'll move you up to maybe linebacker coach, something like that. Then, you know, you in there, man. Just man, just follow my lead. Just follow my lead. You know, I didn't get out of a lot of shit, and I'm proving back. So a motherfucker was like, hey, man, ain't that racist motherfucker from Iowa? But the thing is, man, okay. I understand that he's running things in the building.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as all the other coaches, I don't know how many black coaches he has on his staff, or GM, or even the owner. Hey, man, I don't think this is a good idea to hire this dude. When he just was fired, 10 months ago? When there was multiple people saying that he was abusive and he was racist.
I'm getting ready. Let me know when you're done. This is in my wheelhouse.
It's on you, my brother.
But on the serious side, man, it just shows you the lack of respect people have for our community. For one, they have no fear of what we will or will not do. The reason I say that is this. 365 days ago, that was a letter issued from the Players Association president of the National Football League stating, do not sign with the Jacksonville Jaguars. They sent that, the Players Association sent that to their players. That's why your man Coughlin is out of there. Because they didn't like the way he was talking to their players. They all that unnecessary fining and things of that nature. My girl Denise Milk and Cookies in the building. Much love. Thank you for the support, Denise. Milk and Cookies, is always good to see you. Hope you're feeling better. With that being said, you just got a threat from the Players Association. We ain't messing with y'all. So obviously they said, then all this whole civil unrest, these protests and all this go down. People getting killed left and right. Breonna Taylor, the black people in America got people. They galvanized black people throughout the entire diaspora on Earth, right? If you're a small businessman, Chase, and every other business that's going on, they said, black people spend their money recklessly. We do not want to piss them off. I'm trying to buy my son a G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip. My wife ain't gonna want to. Shout out to Eddie Murphy. You know what that was about. But seriously, they realized how recklessly we spend our money. So other entities would have respected you for that, but not Urban Meyer and not the Jacksonville Jaguars. It needs to be another letter stand out there too. Only way you go to Jacksonville is if your career finna end, you trying to get that last little bit of cushion. That's the next letter. That's what everybody in the National Football League that look like me and you need to be saying. Because when you are looking at a situation to this dude, as you stated, this dude got fired less than a year ago for being disrespectful and racially insensitive, and everybody in the world is everybody in America politically correct right now. So that's the one level of disrespect. The second level of disrespect is this. Urban Meyer said, I vetted him. You the last dude in the history of the earth to be vetting somebody. You and the only person that's worse at vetting racists is David Duke. I vetted him. You mean the dude who covered up murders in Florida when he was the coach of Florida, alleged murders. The dude who covered up things for a homeboy who they got a Netflix special on You allegedly covered for him, and you vetted somebody. Oh, you're the dude who best friend beat the hell out of his wife, and you covered it up. Now you vetting racists. Lack of respect. And this is why that's why I gave you the floor first. We need to stop sending our damn kids to these overseers. Because that's all Urban Meyer is. He's an overseer. You need to be, this is why you disagree, and you got the right to. And I'm going to allow you to retort when I shut up. But you disagree, but this is why I say, if you get to getting the Primes and the Mike Singaterys and these other brothers who are dying and biting at the bit to be NFL coaches down to these HBCUs, and then you get people like Shaq, and as Knox stated, you get people like Shaq and these other celebrities to start going hard. Look, all you have to do, Prime is the connection. Prime is really the key. Coach Prime, shout out to Deion Sanders at Jackson State University, finna tear it up. But Prime is the key because Prime is the bridge between the old dudes and the new dudes. Prime is cool enough to be hip-hop and grown enough to be a coach. Imagine if Prime reached out to Snoop Dogg and Luther Campbell, two of his friends, two people he was sending teams play. Him and his team would go to play in California, and they go to play down in South Florida. You reach out to Luther Campbell and Snoop Dogg, and you tell Luther Campbell and Snoop Dogg to reach out to rappers and get them to rep HBCUs hard, right? Then, as they repping them hard, you connect the Mike Singaterys, to Joy Porters, and all these dudes, the Eric Bieniemys, to just imagine if Eric Bieniemy had a fundraiser like they do at Notre Dame when they sick of seeing your ass as the coach. They do a fundraiser and pay off your $20 million. Just imagine if we did a fundraiser to enhance Gramblin's facilities, athletic facilities. Now, $20 million in Illinois or LA or in New York don't mean nothing, but $20 million in the South will get you a whole lot. So you enhance that stadium, and then you bring Eric Bieniemy down there. And then you go to Southern, and you get Les Frazier there. And then you go to another HBCU, and you get Byron Leftwich there. You continue to have these fundraisers with the hip-hop community, with just the community at large. And then Ohio State, Ohio State, Texas, Alabama, and all schools, they're not going to be struggling, but they ain't going to have a strong arm on it anymore. If they don't have a strong arm on it anymore, you even out the playing field. And then HBC, and then, as I stated at the beginning of the show, we be talking about baseball players, we talking about basketball players going overseas. Do you want to be a professional athlete, or do you want to be in the NFL, NBA, or MLB? So if you want to be a professional athlete can play in the Dominican Republic, can play in Europe, and still get paid. A coach can coach at HBCU, and you know what? Yeah, I might not get the ESPN Top 100, but how many times J.J. Watt, Ware from the Dallas Cowboys, Deacon Jones, John Starworth, the list is on. Think about it like this: Deacon Jones, arguably the greatest defensive player in the history of the NFL, right? HBCU product. Jerry Rice, arguably the greatest wide receiver in the history of football. HBCU product. Walter Payton, at the very school that Deion Sanders is at. So Jackie Slater, one of the greatest offensive linemen ever. These dudes are in the Hall of Fame, and they all come from HBCUs. And guess what? You don't need them anymore. This is why I told Knox stay tuned, because he was touching on something that I was going to bring up anyway. So you have to make up your mind. Do you want to be a professional athlete, or do you want to be, do you want to be a coach, or do you want to be a coach in the NFL? If you want to be a coach at the NFL, you have to sit at their feet and continue to beg and complain. But one thing I noticed, when you say, you know what, I don't need that. Forget you. I'm out. I bet you Florida State get the beating on Prime door. Let Prime go, 12 games in the college football season. Let Prime go 8-4 next year. Let Prime win the SWAC. Next thing you know, Florida State that is on his heels. So no, man. Luther Campbell too. Give him an honorary degree and let him play. Luther Campbell and Snoop got about 24 players in the National Football League right now. Or been in the National Football League in the last 10 years. So no, man. Stop sending your kids to these overseers. Urban Meyer is showing you. Tommy Tuberville, he used to be the coach of Alabama. He running with Trump. You can't trust these people. You can't trust none of them. Yeah, he's an idiot. And he was going into black homes, telling black mothers and fathers and grandparents and aunts and uncles, I'm gonna look out for them. And you know you didn't like them. So no, man. No. My man Teach Primus putting on for HBCUs actually State might be good for some years. Yeah. And then my man Chief Rocket said I can see that they're already getting players. Yeah. So this isn't a situation to whereas what I'm saying is foreign or unusual or something that you can't believe. Stop sending your kids to overseers. Period. That's it. You can retort. You can go ahead and speak on it if you want to.
Oh no, man. I agree with you. You should put it that way.
Yeah, because we keep doing it, man. Dude, this has nothing to do with sports. What I'm about to say, but after watching that, and that movie, what I'm about to bring up is real close to me. My aunt Linda Brown was down the street at the house. My pops was in the organization. When you watch that movie, Judas and the Messiah, you realize, damn, this shit is bananas. And then I did some extra reading. This dude has up to 7 brothers in the organization. So when it's that thick, he said he got his boys, his sons, get acclimated to D2 football. Yeah, he putting his money. Shout out to I hope I'm not saying your name. Teach 309. Yeah, man. He got his sons down there. He putting his money where his mouth is, man. And that's the only way you can build communal wealth. Because when you see the value of what you're doing, you simultaneously invest in the community. And as Knox said, Diddy got revoked. If we start watching HBCU football, Magic Johnson got a claim. Magic Johnson already broadcast HBCU basketball. If we start paying attention, it's over. This is the greatest power move potentially in the history of the world. If Magic Johnson got the HBCU contract, a TV contract,
I want to see if I got it.
Oh, Aspire? Yeah. Yeah. Most people don't even know it's there. I'm retired, man. I don't know how to go to bed. I go to bed at 8 or 9, wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm on watching Aspire. Why? I don't know. I never told y'all I was smart. I just, just play a smart guy on TV.
Hey, guess what channel it is? Hey, guess what channel it is on Comcast?
What's that? What is it? What is it? Hold on. Janky ass AT&T internet. 1627. See? It's always at the back of the dial. Nobody even knows there. Nobody even knows Magic Johnson's get down. I'm a nerd. I rock with it. Don't ask. But it's just crazy, man. With that being said, let's go ahead and turn the page on that. The homie Russell Wilson stated he's sick of getting hit. They asked him, are you trying to get traded? He said, I'm not. Me getting traded ain't that Russell Wilson thing. That's a Seahawks thing. Your thoughts?
I mean, shit. I'm tired of seeing them get hit too. Shit. I mean, it's crazy how a lot of these. If you ever notice with a lot of these black quarterbacks, man, they trade away their offensive linemen, man, or they don't try to get them the good offensive linemen. Now, Pat Mahomes is a little different. Jackson, he has a good offensive line, but even though they hurt or they leaving, but for the most part, Russell Wilson, man, they keep getting those retreads for him, man.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. But you know what? I've been saying that for years. The black quarterback they're far and few between that talent is they get talent around them. You can't think of many black quarterbacks that played 5-6 years with good quality receivers. Warren Moon played 2 or 3 years and then run the shoe, get down, and everybody else get 1-2 years and you got to go.
Hey, and low key, a lot of Jameis Winston's interceptions the year before was due to poor offensive line play, man.
Yes, thank you. Remember I said that, and people thought I was caping for Jameis, and I was telling them, yeah.
Man.
I'm a giant Jameis fan, but I'm not gonna risk people not listening to me. People not listening to me because I'm saying some off the wall foolishness. I'm not gonna do that. You know, if you good and I like you, that don't mean you the best. That just mean I like you. You tricked me. I ain't finna lie. And I told people, Louis Riddick confirmed what I had been saying. Mike Evans will drop a ball at the drop of a hat. My man, what's the number 17 who up for the big money this year? He drops a lot of balls. They had one of the worst offensive lines. This dude led the leagues in sacks last year. So if you're being rushed, it's my fault. Because I usually reset my modem before every show, and I didn't do that. Sorry about that. The people watching on YouTube, I apologize for my lack of professionalism in regards to having my man Big Illinois and DJ Mad Knox on here and the buffering. But I'm going to make sure I reset it every week, though. Speak.
Hey, but you know what? No, it could be that, you know, since we got this slow storm, that could be it too, though.
Nah, remember the last time my show cut off mid-show? That was the last time I didn't reset the modem. AT&T internet is trash, man. It's AT&T internet is like putting strings in cans and shit. You know, it's horrible, man. But you're right, man. The bros always get the short end of the stick. They need to, you know, I like the way he did it. He didn't threaten them. He didn't ask for a trade. He just let them know I'm unhappy. And when your best players letting the team know I'm unhappy, what happens is everybody's putting their stuff in getting their stuff in order. With that being said, salute to Mike and his brother Maurice Pouncey for being retired from the National Football League. Does that kick watch, you ain't never gonna get no dick that on Bill for this network.
He do what, like 20-something million for the middle of the year? I think it's time for them to, hey, look, I don't know how much it'll be if they cut them as far as dead cap money, but it might be time to reset, man. Because would you sign Juju? I wouldn't.
Would I re-sign Juju? That's a hell of a question, Big Illinois. Let me think about that. I would re-sign. You know what? No, because Juju is a better version of Robinson. We got the Sister Rare Beauty in the building. She'll be on right after us. She comes on in 24 minutes. MCDE. I think it's MCDE in the building. Or you know what? It might be Flavor Music. I'm sorry, Rare Beauty. Thank you. She'll be on at the top of the hour. Support the sister. Follow up. If you listening on Spreaker, hit her avatar. And if you listening on YouTube, go to Spreaker and follow avatar. Damn it. Like we said. It's not a request. It's a demand. But yeah, man. I would hit the reset button. I've been out on Ben Roethlisberger for about 3 years. Ben Roethlisberger, Phillip Rivers, and Eli Manning are the greatest hosts they've ever played on us in the National Football League. These dudes throw interceptions in big moments. They lean on their defense, and they never come through when it counts. Everybody talk about Jameis Winston had 5 interceptions. Guess who the last quarterback to have 5 interceptions in a football game? Ben Roethlisberger. He did it 3 times in the last 36 months. That's 3 football seasons he did it 3 times. So, you know, Jameis Winston is the worst. Yeah, he white Ben Roethlisberger did. Get a real good defense in the running game around him. Watch you win the Super Bowl. Ain't nobody trying to hear that nonsense, man. Ain't nobody trying to hear that nonsense. Where the money reside? That's all I'm trying to figure out. Where the money reside? Where the money reside? Where the money reside? Where the money reside? I wish my homeboy, Microwave, from X Squad Radio, the only dude that might be comparable to my volume, louder than a bomb. I wish he was on the show because a couple of weeks ago, him and it might have been the brother RC. RC and Microwave was slapping me around because RC Microwave, and I think it was the sister Boogie down there in Texas. Down there, you know who Boogie is. That's Miss Joe Williams in the house. That's Joe from Houston, old lady. She was smacking me around too. Yeah. She be in the chat room. That's why I call her Boogie. That's what she got in the chat room. But that's Joe, old lady. She was smacking me around. I know she listening now, because Joe listening. They was smacking me around for getting on Kyrie Irving, big dog. And what did Kyrie Irving do? Start chirping again. Talk to me, because I'm smacking them around. Now I'm gonna smack them around, and then you can go ahead and jump in, man. What's up now, Boogie? What's up now, Microwave? What's up now, RC? Y'all still caping for homie? Juju is the number 2 wide receiver. Yep.
I haven't been paying attention to him.
I don't know what he made a comment about chemistry. And my thing is this. If you are so disappointed in the way the media treats you, they misconstrue everything you say, they mistreat the brothers, all this nonsense. Now your social issues, again, as I stated 7 days ago, you want to talk about social issues, your man Rap got your back. I don't really rock with you because I know the earth round, and that's none of this neither here nor there. But if you want to talk about social issues, Kyrie Irving, I'm like this. I'm listening to you. I got my arms folded. I got it all going down, right? But the moment you start talking about the media mistreating you, you need to, as my Puerto Rican brothers taught me, callete pendejo. That means shut up, Stu. Because you don't have to talk to the media about anything that's non-basketball. If it happened in the game last night, you can talk about it. If it didn't, you don't have to talk about nothing. Oh, I remember what he said. You ready for this? Kyrie Irving said, when James Harden got there, he looked him in his eye, real seriously, and said, James Harden, you the point guard. Really? Your shooting ass said that? Come on, bro.
You sure James Harden did come up to him and say, I'm the point guard?
Right, I'm the point guard. Or Steve Nash, because remember, this is the same dude that said they ain't need no coaches. Remember that? I don't need no coach. See? This RC, I know you're in the chat room, brother. Boogie. Joe text me. Tell me something. I know she laughing right now. Microwave.
Hey, I saw this is off the subject with Kyrie, but you think they should go after Drummond, man?
I don't know if they can afford Drummond. What they gonna give up for Drummond? What they gonna give up for him? Yeah, I mean, going after Drummond is a good thing. But here goes something. You gonna beat the Lakers in Drummond? Because they need Drummond more than anybody right now. Because that was the next topic. You want to speak on that Kyrie, or you want to keep on with this Drummond? I mean, you want to go on the Lakers, or you want to finish with this Drummond?
When he talk, I don't even listen to him no more.
Okay. Yeah. RC, yeah.
Kyrie, the boy, I ain't gonna lie to you.
No.
We be talking in circles, man.
My man T said Kyrie wears his heart on his sleeve. Man, he's he's emotional and got to mature a little bit, but extraordinary basketball player, the magician. Hey man, shout out to my man Teach. He's in the building. He representing. And I totally agree with him. The man, super dope. But he called Thomas emotional too. Yeah, I'm with you. What were you about to say? Speak on that drummer thing. Expound. Drummond.
The drama with
Drummond.
I think with somebody that can command the middle or give them at least 10 to 15 rebounds, that'll be. I think they're definitely so up the East.
Yes, sir. Hold on. Hold on. RC. Oh, go ahead, finish.
I don't know if they can beat the Lakers. I mean, if AD is healthy and LeBron is there, it should be. I don't think nobody can beat the Lakers.
Oh, my man RC said we agreed on Kyrie. Okay. Well, I know Boogie and Microwave, they was on me talking about, don't he deserve a bad day? Maybe he just a grouchy dude. No, he ain't no grouchy. You make $405,000 every time you go to work. The hell you grouchy about? The hell? Right. I wish I could be grouchy. I walk around. You couldn't kick the smile off my face if I made $405,000 every time I went to work.
Shit, I would have looked at the snow a little different this morning.
Man. Foot of snow on my car, and this man talking about you grouchy. You could have got Alfred to dig you out this morning. Woodrow. You want Blake with your Nets? Oh, Blake Griffin? Man, that's hard. I don't know if I want Blake Griffin. No. I don't know if I want Blake Griffin on my team. Oh, man, this ain't got nothing to do. This ain't got nothing to do with what we were talking about. Hey, man, did you watch Up with the Smoke with Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes?
Yeah.
Did you see Doc Rivers on? Did you see the Doc Rivers episode?
Yeah.
Y'all gonna get up off Chris Paul now, man. Y'all see that Blake Griffin is sissy, man. They pretty much said Blake Griffin is sissy. It was, you the number one critical guy. You his greatest critic. Yeah, you gonna get up off Chris Paul. Now, what you got to say about that, homie?
Hey, man, show me otherwise, man. In the playoffs, he just can't take the team.
But hold it. He, at the end of the day, it's only been one point guard in the history of the league to lead a team to a championship, and he goes by the name of Isaiah Lowell Thomas, III, number 11, Chcago, Illinois, on the west side, baby. But on the serious side, he the only point guard to ever do it, and he still needed Bill Laimbeer. He still needed Joe Dumars, Hall of Famer. At the end of the day, Bill Laimbeer should be getting some Hall of Fame consideration to it. Grant Hill in Hall of Fame, maybe Bill Laimbeer need to be it, but we ain't gonna talk about that right now. But he got Vinnie Johnson, he got Big Mark White, another Hall of Famer that they screwing too. But he had a bunch of offensive weapons on there, and they had one of the best defensive teams in the history of the league. So, I don't know, man. I can't hold that against him. And even they said on the episode, if Chris Paul don't get hurt, and they got to go. Chris Paul telling them the right thing. They worried about the delivery. I'm sure Magic Johnson cussed out players. We know Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas and Bill Laimbeer had a fist fight in practice before. Bird literally called his players sissies in the media. Listen.
That happened a lot.
Yeah, so T said he wanted to see Blake in the Nets jersey. Not if he want them to win, because it's too much emotion over there, TJ. If you got him, we got DJ Purplicious in the building. Much love to DJ Purplicious. Much love, good to see. But that's what I'm saying, man. Y'all can get above Chris Paul, man. Now, am I saying Chris Paul is the most clutch player in the history of the league? He'll hit all the shots, but all I'm saying is, outside of injury, and when he freaked it against OKC that year, when he had those 3 turnovers in like 1 second, he the only person that had 3 turnovers in 1 second. But he freaked that game. But losing, I'm a firm believer in when you got Chris Paul has never had a go-to guy on his team. Think about it. Blake Griffin is not a go-to guy. Ask the Pistons. David West is not a go-to guy. Tyson Chandler not a go-to guy. And I got a question. I really want to hear yours, and I want the chat room to say something about this one too. Does Chris Paul deserve MVP consideration, seeing how he went to OKC when everybody said, "Oh, they trash," and they made the playoffs last year, and he got, I think Phoenix is number 4 seed in the West right now. Does Chris Paul deserve MVP consideration?
I mean, yeah.
I'm talking about.
It seemed like that's what they was missing as far as leadership, but yeah.
Because
I'd say you could put him up in that conversation.
Because at the end of the day, now we can talk about that one mishap. Yeah, they number 4 in the West right now. And y'all keep telling me the West is more gooder than the East. And I know more good is not a word, but it's going to be a word today. More gooder. No more gooder, make it more gooder. But I'm just saying. I want to see the Knicks get that one superstar that put them back on the map. It hurt me to see Zion going down to not going to the Knicks to the lottery for that cheap. Yeah. Oh, he talking cheap. All right. Yeah, I would have loved to see Zion Williamson with the Knicks too, man. I'm not a Knicks fan, but I would have liked to see Zion there. And the Bulls need to get a superstar. The Knicks and the Bulls are the exact same team.
You don't think Zach LaVine is a superstar?
No. I think he has superstar abilities. I don't think he's a superstar. He doesn't elevate the players around him. He doesn't make the game easier. He is, you know what? They need Chris Paul, a younger version of Chris Paul. And after watching the game last night, I'm signing up with the Big Illinois fan club and saying I was
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong.
because Jacoby White needs to pack his ish.
Yeah, he shouldn't be starting.
He shouldn't be starting. Jacoby White.
And actually, to be honest with you, that's their Achilles heel, though, man.
Yeah. They don't have
coming off the bench. Okay, but starting him, I don't see it, man. But the thing about it is, shit, ain't nobody giving up no point guards, man.
Yeah, and don't nobody really have a real point guard. They don't have floor generals anymore. They doing fast break. They doing fast break Xbox basketball now. But the Bulls need somebody to level out the playing field. Zach LaVine is you know what he is? He's Ricky Pierce, 2K. He gonna give you a whole bunch of points. He gonna score.
That's a good comparison, man.
Huh?
It's a good comparison.
Yeah. But Ricky Pierce never made nobody better. You know, he never made a team better. But he Ricky Pierce.
What about John Wall?
The way he playing Houston ain't giving up John Wall. And I told y'all. Mr. Boogie, Joe from Houston. I told you. Y'all talking all that John Wall, he hurt. HRap.
You think the Kings will give up Fox?
The Kings ain't giving up Fox for Nathan. You know they just signed up with an extension.
I'm just trying to find a point guard for the Bulls, man. I don't see it.
They better, if the Bulls really want a point guard, they better go to like a Division II school and find them a Mark Jackson-like point guard. A dude who played 4 years in college, who can run an offense. And as Doc Rivers said about Rondo, they need to have somebody with the moxie that could walk up to Zach LaVine and MF him. Period.
What about Eric Bledsoe?
Eric Bledsoe not a point guard. He's just short. He a short two guard. They need, you know who they need? That kid Brunson, who's player of the year out of Villanova. He ain't get no real burn in Dallas, no way. And they'll love to have Jacoby White down there. He fit right into that get down. Ain't that about nothing? The internet on full strength now that the show about to end. But that's what I take that kid. You know the point guard from Villanova, who's national player of the year about 3 years ago. I trade him for Jacoby White. Because the Bulls not gonna win with that CP3 deserve to be in the conversation. Chief and my man T talking amongst themselves. I got one thing, and then we are two fingers, one word. We are out. Kevin Garnett. What was that? Kevin Durant said the players of 20 years ago couldn't play in the NBA. Now speak on it, Big Illinois. As soon as I said the internet got better, it got more worse. I'm gonna speak on it while Big Illinois is buffering. KD said, one of the KDs, I wrote it down. Jalen Brunson, thank you. That's who the Bulls need. He'll put the Bulls over the top. He'll make the Bulls a playoff team. KG said the NBA, the players in the NBA couldn't play in 20 years ago, couldn't play in this era's NBA. Your thoughts? Let me hear you.
Did he say that because they're more athletic now, or?
I have no idea why he said that. I've never been a big fan of Kevin Garnett. Never, under no circumstances. I'm not a fan. Never have been a fan. Never will be a fan.
If Kevin Garnett.
Well, maybe he meant the generation before him, because that's his generation. Maybe he meant the Jordan era teams.
You know what? Well, the way that they play now, a lot of them probably wouldn't be as popular. Karl Malone probably wouldn't be as popular, even though he can shoot that 10 to 15 footer, but in this NBA, he wouldn't have got those shots. He won't get those shots.
Depends on the player, but the more popular players, I think they would. I think, okay, remove this because they want to act like the Knicks was just walking down the court punching people in the eye. The Knicks was out there hooping, man. But I think the guys, like I think this is one of those situations where when you talk to these older NBA players, they have more skills than us, and they do this, and I think they just say that because when you don't say it, now you're getting all the hater flack, right? Because you don't become Magic Johnson thinking Michael Jordan is better than you. You don't do that. They say that because Wilt Chamberlain and Rick Barry, the only two players that be like, nah, we better than all these bums. And when the last time you seen Rick Barry on TV? So I disagree, man, because 20 years ago, you got Ray Allen, you got even the generation before that, you got Mark Price and these guys. I think it's like this, and this is what I would go to. I would go to the mat. I would go to the grave saying this. Yeah, y'all shoot 3-pointers better, but y'all don't move the basketball around, and that's why y'all 3-point percentage is high, because all y'all do is run from 3-point line to 3-point line. When back in the day, you had to play the whole 94 feet. You had to set up your defense. It wasn't no zone defense. So your legs are a little more tight. You got more wear and tear on your legs. You get more wear and tear on your legs. Your jump shot ain't hitting. So when your jump shot not hitting, you're limited. And if you're limited, now you got to play basketball. And these kids don't have the basketball acumen. They didn't grow up playing basketball. They weren't this AAU mentality. They don't set plays. They don't practice. They don't do anything. Like on the episode that we're talking about. Episode after With the Smoke, they talked to Charles Woodson. Charles Woodson said football players get to the facilities about 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. Don't leave at 5 o'clock. Matt Barnes say they get there at 9, be gone by 12. That's not gonna happen. If those dudes, the Isaiah Thomases, the Mark Prices, the Jeff Malone, let's not even go with the high tier players. The Jeff Malones, the Joe Dumas, the Anthony Masons, the Mark Jacksons, the Starks, those guys would run circles around these guys. And just imagine Kevin Johnson that you can't hand check. Tim Hardaway that you can't hand check. You got a problem on your hands. You got a real problem on your hands. So these dudes don't have the prerequisite knowledge to be able to play with those dudes back then. Like next week on this show, I'm gonna put up that montage of Jordan flopping. So the people, oh man, LeBron a sissy, he was doing all this flopping. I'm playing it. As a matter, I should look it up right now before we go. I might just do that. And it's not to knock MJ, but it's just to show you can find footage on anybody in the world doing whatever you want them to do. And I'm not hating on MJ. I'm from Chicago. Nah, I'm not going to even act like I'm not a Michael Jordan fan. But I'm not going to hate on him either. I enjoy rooting against him. Hell, I enjoy rooting against him. But there's footage of Jordan flopping. And it's going to air right here on the End of the Bench podcast on Built for This Network. It's out there. But back in the day, it was called gamesmanship. It was called getting it, working your number, getting the advantage that you need to be successful. And now it's a crime that you use your mental to get the advantage. I don't like that. And there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, damn, it's called gamesmanship. But people don't see it as gamesmanship. They see it as, oh man, he a sucker, he this, he that, this is why I don't like him. It's just not the case. It's just not the case. And in a second, you come to the YouTube page, you will see a montage of our hero. Everybody love him. Michael Jordan flopping. And I'm not going to do that no more. I'm not about to just, oh man, Jordan never flopped. You're going to see it live in action. Thanks, Teach. Thanks for the respect, brother. Much love. You know, we all love Michael Jordan. We all love these dudes from yesteryear. But they're not infallible. Oh, man, Jordan would have never did that. You a lie. I've seen it. I'm old enough to see it. I'm old enough to have seen it. So, whenever I get this video to play right, 1 second, man. There we go. We're going to see it in a second. You're going to see y'all hero, Michael Jordan, flopping just like LeBron James. Y'all ready to see y'all boy flop? There it is. You see it? It's on the screen, people. Michael Jordan flopping. Look at that. If you're on YouTube right now, I just started over. You see Michael Jordan flopping. Look, he falling to the ground, faking like he hurt. And I'm not doing this to disparage Michael Jordan. It's called gamesmanship. It's called, I'm going to do what I got to do to make sure my team gets the advantage. Period. It ain't a crime. You know, oh man, I hate Michael Jordan. No. It's not that. It's what it is. It is what it is. And that's just it, man. You just saw, if you was watching YouTube, you just saw our hero, y'all hero, because I'm not a Jordan fan. Michael Jordan flop. So, but back to the point, I disagree with my man. That ain't where the money resides. With that being said, man, we finna shut this down. I got to remember to reset my internet next week. You know, it's your man HRap. Take us up out of here, Big Illinois, and we are over.
Thank everybody for tuning in. I think Friday, you hanging out Friday, man?
Country House?
Yeah.
I guess. I thought it was Saturday though, but either way.
He said Friday at 7.
Okay.
So I'll probably do it might not be a backyard podcast music thing this week. So I'll pick that back up. And tomorrow my birthday, so I know I'm not doing the backyard thing. But give me a drink and walk a home, tacos, something.
That's what's
but
up.
Everybody be safe. We working on some new stuff. Me and my son HRap. Yeah, but everybody be safe, man. Try not to kill yourself with the snow like I almost did, but
shit
be
ridiculous.
safe, man.
Man, with that being said, man, thank y'all for tuning in on I apologize first and foremost. AT&T, I can blame AT&T, but at the end of the day, it was my fault because I didn't reset my modem like I usually do. With that being said, thank y'all for tuning in on Facebook, on YouTube, and thank you for tuning in on the homepage, Built for This Network on Spreaker.com. I want to salute all my brethren on Built for This Network. I want to salute everybody who came in. Too many names to name. I'm getting better at paying attention to the chat room, man. Thank y'all for the support. Without you, it is no me. As I say every week, I want to send a shout out to Rev Beauty. She just started her show 3 minutes ago. Please look up Rev Beauty on Spreaker.com. Show us some love. Go on and hit the like button. Then later tonight, tune in to Tasty Talk with my man Mandelion, the one and only Mandelion, former Commodore, and his beautiful wife, girly girl. And Tasty Talk is always fun, dope conversation. We have a whole lot of fun on that. We get it in, man. Then tomorrow afternoon, or tomorrow morning, depending on where you are, my main man, one of the dopest dudes out here, D Great. He got Westside Wednesdays. Deacon Dale will be on in the evening. Thursday, you got my man, number one Chief Rocker with Sports Therapy. Then you got DJ Mad Knox and the crew from Theory of the Culture coming on midday in the evening. And then Mandela on later on at night. I want y'all to support DJ Mad Knox on Friday. Traditionally, it's DJ Big Illinois with the butt naked. I got on a wife beater, sexy groove. And then, Lisa and Deacon Dale in the afternoon on Saturday. Then you got myself, 168 album, Build and Destroy. The hip hop show, even though it was rudely interrupted, with my man DJ Hip Hop. Yeah, both of them got jacked up. Thank you, Denise Milk and Cookies. And then you got Raider for Life. The Slow Groove Battle with D Grade on Sunday. Monday morning, you got the number one Chief Rocker, Jersey Vern. Monday afternoon, Tuesday afternoon, you got Microwave. Then you got DJ Mad Knox, and we will be back in 166 hours from now. As I say every week, dream those dreams and man up and live up and woman up and live those dreams. Because life without dreams flows in black or white. Life with dreams flows in technicolor and surround sound. Salute, because I got that from that inspiration from the homie Reggie O'Shea, aka Combat Jack. I say this at the end of every one of my shows. 2 fingers, 1 word. I am HRap B. Oh, by the way, it's my oldest child's birthday tomorrow. He goes by the name of Anthony Lansdowne. He'll be 48 years old tomorrow. Happy birthday, Big Illinois. This is my brother. Hey, bro, we've been rocking for 40 years now. You older than mine. But with that being said, man, salute to my brother.
I'm not 40 yet.
Okay. Okay. Salute to my brother. Happy birthday, man. We gonna do something Friday. We'll smoke something, drink something, stink some, wink some. And man, thank y'all for the support. We are out. Stay.
Network for the strong, not the weak.